and welcome back to Business Spotlight. This is Pat Dewar, and my guest today is Brad Barnes of BradBarnesPresents.com. It's all about learning how to play guitar. If you want to learn how to play guitar, you want to tap into the materials that Brad has put together at BradBarnesPresents.com. Brad, I want to get into this segment, really talking about how people can connect to you, because they can go to your site, they can get your product. And what do they really get when they do that?
Well, in order to answer that question, I just also want to mention, again, I've talked about the beginning section and the intermediate section. There's an advanced section to this as well.
Sure.
And I wanted to make sure that I went into a lot of things in there that I think that are important for a lot of people that want to learn how to make money at guitar. At least they want to be at the level where they could play in a top 40 band. Or a dance band, or they could play in an original band that really got some attention with some very good technique. I mean,
excellent.
I'm including everything in there from how to play shredding guitar solos. I go into that a lot because I like to shred. But also, how do you play funk rhythms? A lot of rock players don't know how to connect with funk and R&B and that type of thing. And I think they should, because that's great music.
Well, and also broadens their horizons for more opportunities for engagements and more money.
Absolutely. And speaking
agree?
of which, another thing that's very important is how do you survive a jazz gig? Playing both swing jazz and Latin jazz. Now, this isn't about how to become a jazz expert, but this is how do you survive a jazz gig, because you're in a position where you have to play whatever the audience wants. So there's so many different things in the advanced section that are tackled here. And I know you wanted me to answer a specific question, but I just wanted to talk about that for just a moment. However, you were asking what is everyone going to get with this package?
Yeah, well, I mean, we go to Brad Barnes Presents, we get the package.
Right.
We've got now a tool that we can go through at our own pace. I'm glad that we went over the advanced stuff, because I know that for somebody who really engages, really falls in love with playing guitar, they'll probably want to share it with others. And ideally, they may even want to make money, which isn't a bad deal.
Definitely
so,
not.
what are some of the keys that they would get as far as, somebody's finished the program? What do you think? What do you see as their takeaways?
Well, everyone's going to approach guitar from a different standpoint, and I think everyone's going to come into this with their own goals. There are some people that they just want to be able to play songs at a campfire. I've taught a lot of people like that, and the beginning section is going to be excellent for that person. That person, if they continue with it, may want to be able to play with other guitar players and be able to play maybe a little bit more complex styles, maybe be able to play solos, but still kind of in a more casual context. Well, they can do that with the beginning and the intermediate section. And there are people that where their goal is they want to be the spotlight. They want that spotlight on them.
Right.
They want to be center stage, and they want to be in front of a lot of people. And that's great, because I'm the same way.
Right.
And so I definitely relate to that. And so they would definitely want the beginning and the intermediate and the advanced. However, what I've discovered is that there are a lot of people that want a little bit that's offered in all of these things. They want to be able to play the shredding solos that are covered in the advanced section, whether they want to go make money at it or not, because that's just what they love. Maybe they like a band like Avenged Sevenfold or something,
sure,
and they want to be able to play solos like that. Well, that's a lot of those things are covered in the advanced section. Some of them are covered in the intermediate section, including some of the thought processes and how you put a solo together and chord progressions, and also those people may have just played metal stuff or rock stuff, and maybe they want the beginning section because they need to fill in some of those basic gaps, because they just sat down with tablature and were playing along with their friends. So really, I think that there's going to be a lot of people that know exactly what they want, and maybe they'll just get the beginning, maybe they'll just get the intermediate, maybe they'll just get the advanced. But there's a whole lot of people that are going to want the entire package, because they're going to want things that are throughout that entire series.
Well, and I know you give them a little discount if they buy the whole thing. And,
oh, absolutely,
and then it's there for not only themselves, but they're either their little brother, or maybe they're the relative, or some friend that can take up those as they progress through them, then they can begin to hand them off and use them for training tools for people around them.
Oh, absolutely, definitely. And they can kind of become a hub in their neighborhood and in their family.
That's right.
So that they're the person that everyone comes to when they have guitar questions. They can sit them down and they can let them borrow that one CD. They may value the series too much to give the whole thing away.
Yeah, I hope they do. You're going to find that there's so much information in this. And one of the things that I see that you've done also is that you really shortcut a lot of the learning curve. People don't have to make as many mistakes, whether it's beginning, intermediate, or advanced. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely, definitely. I mean, I had to make a tremendous amount of mistakes, Pat. in order to figure all these different things out. And I wanted to make sure that all of the students that were going to be watching this did not have to make the same mistakes that I did. I know it probably sounds like you parenting your child or something.
It's all good. It's one of those things where people have to purchase wisdom. Some people have done it for us, and now we get to pay dollars instead of hard knocks.
Exactly.
So one of the things as we're finishing up here, what should people do now?
Well, what they should do absolutely is to go to bradbarnespresents.com and buy this series. If you guys know that you just want the beginning or the intermediate or the advanced, then you can do that. But like I said, you might want to look through on what's actually in there, and you may want to go ahead and get the entire series, because even the entire series, which would be discounted for sure for you guys, that would actually be so much less expensive than trying to get all this information over a period of months or years from a guitar instructor that's competent.
Very good. Well, Brad, thank you so much for being on the show. This is Business Spotlight. Yeah, it's Business Spotlight. I'm Patrick Dewar. I look forward to seeing you guys on our next show. Make sure you go to bradbarnespresents.com. You'll always be thankful from then on. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.